Greetings, YouTube. Welcome to the second edition of ranking how many items you should get and what the best deal is for the daily value. And as always, to kind of keep this consistent with my last one, even though you can see there are several items available, including Tier 4 Mutant Catalyst Fragments and 4-star generic Signature Stones, we're going to be focusing on this video on the 5-star Signature Stones, since that, for people who are uncollected, is the best and most attractive item in the store and what I anticipate that most people will care about learning. So here's the deal. These Signature Stones are still really valuable. Now, they've come down in value a lot since we saw the introduction. Keep in mind, there was a time in the game early on where the best way to guarantee yourself one of these was to complete an entire path of Labyrinth of Legends. We're talking about like 6,000 to 7,000 units minimum worth of potions and revives in order to get one 5-star Signature Stone. Oh, how far we've come. Now you can pick up one for 15 units. So the purchase limit of this is another random 22. I figured the purchase limit should be 20 because, of course, that's how many levels your signature level increases when you naturally duplicate a 5-star. But it's 22. So there are several champions that do benefit quite a bit from increasing their signature level, even 10 levels. And so let's just start talking about this in groups of 5. So if you were to buy 5 of these, this would be 105 units. That is a really great value. 105 units is about what some people would pay for a premium disappointment crystal, which you should, of course, never spend your units on. That is a very solid opportunity. And then you can go all the way up to 10, and that's still 308 units, which I think is a steal. 10 guaranteed SIG levels on an Awakened 5-star of your choice, or one shot at a 5 or 6-star champion if you are, or I guess technically it's a one shot if you are a Grandmaster featured, or technically it's 1.5 shots at a 6-star, since Cavalier Crystals are 200 units, not 300. But I would highly recommend you consider 10 of these. Now, the 11th is where it gets really high. It's jumping up in the 70s, and then by the time you get to 15, and then of course the magic number of 20, it's outrageous. So in this case, I kind of feel like the way that these are scaling, and it still confuses me that it gets more expensive as you buy more. As I said in yesterday's video, Sam's Club and Walmart, they do the standard economic model where when you buy in bulk, that saves per unit, whereas this actually increases the more you buy. So it actually discourages you from buying more, which is kind of the opposite of every successful business model, but whatever. But 10 for 308 units is amazing. And you can see one of these champions that I have in mind, because I have been waiting a super long time to max him as a 5-star, is none other than my 5-star Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, who is so close. In fact, he is 4 SIG stones away from going up to max SIG 200. And because I am using 4,000 of my 4,300 units on Cavalier Crystals with my brother tonight to celebrate our birthday and pop open 20 of those individually, I have 379 units technically to play with. And so I like to put my money and my units where my advice is, and to not show you that I'm just being a bag of hot air, so to speak, but I'm actually serious about my valuation of this. So I am going to see how many I can get for 379 units. And I can get 11, but I think I'm only going to get 10 because that is a solid number that still gives me a few units left over. And then this allows me, because these are generic, you can use them on anyone, which is why they're so much better than the class-based ones. And I am going to go to Mr. Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, and we are going to take him all the way up to 200. And then I am going to throw all of the remaining of these in my next tech rank up, which in this case is OG Vision, where I'll use the remaining 6 stones to get him to 164. So I am super thankful for that purchase. I do believe that this has a solid A value as long as you stick to 1 to 10 generic signature stones. This is also an item that you can hoard up to 100 of. So if you have plenty of room in your inventory to hoard items, you would be really smart to use the same cost as 1 Grandmaster featured or even 1.5 Cavalier crystals and guarantee yourself 10 more of those just to chill in your inventory. And the minute you can use an awakening gem, like say you can get that from the Intel store, and you awaken that champion, which keep in mind, when you awaken them, they just go to Sig 1. That's the lowest possible. You want to put as many signature stones in that champion as possible. Let's say you can awaken your Void for the first time, or Medusa, Hyperion, maybe even you're awakening somebody like Omega Red. You want to have the resources available to lift them up instantly, and the generics are the best possible because you can use them of any champ on any class, which is why they're so valuable. So get up to 10 of these. High ranking of approval. You saw I just did that on video myself. I'm thankful for this offer. I'm thankful that you have the chance to get it. Don't get anything past 10 or else the value goes down to probably a C, D range. But up to 10, go for it. And as always, thanks for watching and supporting me, especially on my birthday.